Hey, I'm John and welcome to All In Mix. Today we're going to be making a simple Lazy Susan for your kitchen table or countertop. Now this project is easy, inexpensive, requires minimal tools, but also makes a great custom gift. It's highly customizable with the species of wood that you use or how big you want it to be. Now with that in mind, let's get into the build. So I'm starting with a 1 by 7¼ inch poplar board. So this needs to be square, so I'm cutting it to 7¼ inches down from this edge, and to make sure I'm getting this right, I'm using a speed square. Now you don't need a circular saw for this. You could definitely do this with a handsaw, but this is all I have on hand right now, so I'm just setting the depth of my cut, so I'm only just barely peeking through. Now I'm just checking to see if I end up with an actual square piece, and I did, so we can go on to sanding. Now it's important to sand to 220 grit. You really don't need to go much more than that, and this is really made easier with a random orbit sander. This one run me maybe $30, so I highly recommend investing in one of these if you're going to be doing sanding, especially more than just the small piece. So this is the Lazy Susan mechanism. It costs maybe $6 and a couple other bucks for the rubber feet to go on. It's a really important piece. And so in order to mount it, we're just drawing diagonal lines from corner to corner of our cutoff. And so then what you can do is line up the little mounting holes on the Lazy Susan bracket to those lines, so you know that it's centered over the piece. And we're going to be using number 6 1/2-inch screws in order to do this, using a 3/32 bit to actually drill the holes. And you can look up a conversion for this, but the best way to check to see if you've got it right is to just compare the shaft of the screw to the size of the bit you have, and if they line up, then you're good to go. So since these holes are pretty shallow, you don't actually need to get it that straight. I recommend drilling the holes a little bit straighter than I did, but it didn't have any impact on the end product, so that's always a good thing. Now we can just put in the screws to attach the Lazy Susan mount to our piece. And I'm starting off each screw one at a time so the bracket lines up a little bit better at the end. And now probably one of the most important steps of any woodworking project is finishing. This is always one of my favorite parts. You can see that the grain of this poplar really shines through. I recommend dabbing on some sort of polyurethane coat. That's what I've got here. You can use a little brush, but a rag that you can throw away works fine as well. Recommend putting on a first coat, letting dry as per the directions, and then doing a second sanding, or sanding and then putting on a second coat rather. So yeah, that's about it. It's pretty straightforward, really simple, and you can customize the size, the wood to your liking, and it makes a nice little addition to your kitchen. So thanks for watching. I hope you've learned something. Feel free to like and subscribe. I look forward to making more of these. Also feel free to comment or leave suggestions as you wish. So that's it. So I look forward to seeing you in my next project.